Okay, so for matrices, we're just doing whatever operation it tells us to, but also make sure you're able to identify the dimensions. So the dimensions are row by column. So row has to come first, then the column comes next. So remember, rows go sideways, like in the movie theater row, columns go up and down. So for the first one, how many rows do we have in our first matrix? One row and how many columns? And in the second matrix, how many rows? How many columns? All right, let's add them. So what do I need to add first? 0 plus negative 1. What's 0 plus negative 1? Negative 1. What do I add next? Negative 6 plus negative 1 would be what? Negative 7. So that's my answer. All right, let's take a look at number 2. How many rows do I have here?
2. 1.
Rows go sideways. 4 rows and how many columns? 1. So what do I need to do here? Multiply. What am I multiplying? Negative 5 times negative 3 is? 15. What do I do next?
Negative 5 times negative 2.
Which is?
10.
And then?
Negative 5 times negative 5.
And we get 25 in the last one?
Negative 5 times negative 4.
Which is? Positive 20. Negative times a negative is positive. Any questions there? So we just multiplied the negative 5 times everything. All right, the next one. Here we're subtracting. How many rows do we have?
1.
1 row and how many columns?
4.
4. And the second one, how many rows?
1.
How many columns?
4.
Perfect. So they're the same size, so we can subtract. So here, what do I have to subtract first?
Negative 3 minus negative 1.
Negative 3 minus negative 1. What happens when you subtract a negative number?
Positive.
It becomes plus. So what's negative 3 plus 1?
Negative 2.
Negative 2. What do I do next? 5 minus 6. What's 5 minus 6? Negative 1. Then I have 4 minus 5, which is? Negative 1. And lastly, 5 minus 1. Yes.
So if there's a subtraction sign outside of the brackets, do you have to distribute it?
No. The subtraction sign outside just means that we're subtracting.
Okay, alright.
This is our answer. Tessa. Let's look at number 4. What do I need to do here? How many rows do I have? How many rows? 1. How many columns? 4. What do I do? Multiply. So I'm distributing this negative 2 to everything on the inside. So what's negative 2 times negative 1?
2.
2. Negative 2 times 6?
Negative 12.
Negative 12. Negative 2 times negative 6?
12.
And negative 2 times negative 5?
10.
10. All right. Number 5. What do I need to do first here? Ashton.
You do parentheses first.
Parentheses first. So remember PEMDAS. Parentheses are first. So I have to do what's inside the parentheses first when she comes back.
Is that question going to be on the test?
Yeah. It's just a quiz tomorrow. All right. So first we have to add together. So I have negative 5 plus what? Plus 4. What's negative 5 plus 4? Negative 1. Then I have negative 2 plus. What's negative 2 plus negative 6? Negative 8. Then negative 6 plus, which is negative 3. And lastly, 6 plus 2, which is 8. All right, I still have to multiply that 2 from the outside. So then we just make sure we distribute that to everything on the inside. So it's 2 times negative 1. Negative 2, 2 times negative 8. Negative 16, 2 times negative 3. Negative 6, and 2 times 8. 16. So that's my answer. Any questions here? All right, let's do number 6. Yes. All right, so let's check our sizes, our dimensions. How many rows do I have in my first matrix? 2 by 3. Awesome. What about the second one? 2 by 3. 2 rows, 3 columns. Perfect. So they're the same size. We can add them together. So let's start. 3 plus 3 is? Anderson, what's 3 plus 3?
6.
6. Nicholas, what do we do next?
4 plus -5.
What's 4 plus negative 5? Negative 1. Jordan, what's next? What's the other number? Zero plus? What's 0 plus negative 6? Negative 6. Sienna V, what should I do next?
You add 6 and negative 3.
So it's 6 plus negative 3.
3.
3. Alan, what's next? Negative 4 plus 3 is? Negative 1. And Leo, what's last?
2 and 4.
What's 2 plus 4?
6.
6. Awesome. Any questions there? All right, let's look at number 7. Brooke, what should I do first here? Brooke, what should I do first? Add the first 2. So what's negative 6 plus 0? Negative 6. Kayla, what's negative 6 plus negative 1? Negative 7. So then I'm going to subtract the second one from it. This is negative 6, 3. Nicole, what should I do first?
Subtract negative 6 and negative 6.
So we have negative 6 minus negative 6. What happens when you subtract a negative? Comes positive. So it's negative 6 plus 6.
Negative. 3.
0.
And then you do negative 7 minus 3.
And what's negative 7 minus 3?
Negative 10.
Negative 10. Awesome. Yes.
So you do the first 2 first.
Yeah. So do the first 2 first, and then do the second one.
Does it matter if it's adding or subtracting?
It doesn't matter. Just go in order from left to right. If there was multiplication in there, you want to make sure you do the multiplication first. Remember PEMDAS. All right. For number 8, Lucas, what do I need to do?
Distribute.
Distribute. So 4 times negative 4 is?
16.
16. Katie, what's 4 times negative 1? Or negative 4 times negative 1? 4. And then 4. And negative 4 times 5? Negative 20. Awesome. Any questions there?
Is this all the quiz is going to be about?
Mm-hmm. And being able to know the size of it, the dimensions. So number 9, how many rows do I have in my first matrix?
Yeah.
4.
4 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many columns? 1. Because we're just looking at one matrix here. So 4 by 1. And they're all 4 by 1, so we know that we can combine them together. So I'm going to subtract the first 2 first. So here, Rioni, I'm going to do -2 minus what?
1 and 6.
Well, I'm just going to do the first two first, and then I'll subtract the next one. What's -2 minus 1, Rioni?
-1.
-2 minus 1. They're both negative. So what do I do?
Add it.
Add it. So 2 plus 1 is?
-3.
So it would be -3. Sienna, next. What do I need to do?
-5 minus 1.
-5 minus 1. What's -5 minus 1?
-6.
-6. Then we have 1 minus 1, which is? Anybody? 1 minus 1? 0. And then Victoria, 5 minus what? So 5 minus -2 would be
7.
7. Becomes a +2, so that's 7. We still have to subtract the third one. So we have -6, -5, -5, and 4. Valeria, what should I do next?
Subtract that.
So what am I subtracting first?
-3 minus -6, which is just -3 plus 6.
So -3 plus 6 is what? 3. Awesome. Next. Giancarlo, what should I do next?
-6 minus +5.
Awesome. Minus a negative becomes +5. So -6 plus 5 is? -1. Juan, what do I do next? 0 minus -5. So what do I get? Remember, minus a negative becomes a plus. So this would become +5, +5. Jessica, what do I do next? 7 minus 4, which is 3. Awesome. So this is my answer. Any questions? All right, last one, number 10. You are after Kayla. All right, number 10. Samantha, what should I do first here?
Distribute the -5.
Awesome, distribute the -5. So my first matrix would become what?
-30.
Uh-huh,
-30.
Yep. Perfect. And then the bottom row?
20. -5. And 10.
Awesome. So we just distributed that to everything in there. So I'm going to add that to my second matrix. I'm just going to write it right below so it's easier for me to see when I add it. All right. Ashton, what should I add first? What's -30 plus -6? -36. Perfect. Steven, what should I do next? -30 plus -1, which would be?
-31.
Awesome. Julia, what should I do next?
30 plus
-30 plus 1
1.
is?
-29.
-29. Rolando, what's next? Egg, you want to help him out?
Yeah, you're gonna get negative, you're gonna get 20, plus 24, 20 plus 4, which is gonna get 24.
Awesome. 24.
And then you're gonna get 1 plus -5, which is gonna give you -10.
So it should be -5 plus -5 because we had to multiply, so the 1 became a -5.
I got
Which,
-10.
yeah, -10 is right.
And then the last one I got 6.
So 10 plus -4 would be 6. Awesome. Good job. Any questions? Right. So So let's do one. I'll do one down here. So what if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and oops, I made them the same. What are the dimensions of my first one here? How many rows do I have? 3 rows, and how many columns? 2. What about the second one? How many rows do I have?
2
And 3 columns. Are they the same size? Nope. So what's my answer? Undefined. So whenever they're not the same, your answer would be undefined. Make sure you guys are able to identify how many rows and how many columns. So these are the dimensions of it. So I'm going to do one more with parentheses. So I have to do the inside first. So what am I doing on the inside first? 1 minus 3, because it's a minus, which is negative 2. And then what do I do?
2 minus 4 is -2.
And then I still have to multiply that times 5. So just do the inside first, then multiply. So what would I get when I multiply?
You get -2 minus
Negative 10 and negative 10. So that's my answer.